from beautiful Newton, Iowa. Round 3 of the Drive-Thru Sim series getting underway here with the pre-qualifying session. I'm Drive-Thru. In the booth with me, I have the wonderful Trace Ryder.
Man, there's so much corn here. Oh yeah, hey, how you doing?
Corn capital of the U.S. and the fittingly named Corn 150. Again, in pre-qualifying, we have 15 drivers fighting for 8 spots in the race. A 10-minute session, and the fastest 8 drivers are going to make their way into the main qualifying session, which will have all 42 cars on track fighting to start at the front. And we got some dark clouds over the outside of turns 1 and 2 here. Wow. It looks like it's still sunny over the track, but down that way a little bit, not so much.
That part of Iowa is just boned.
So making his very first attempt here in the Sim Series, driving this rotating door, the number 40 for PT Motorsports, is CodyHGaming.
Good to see KG on track.
See if he can put that 40 in. Along with him, his teammate in the 46 car this week again is Huang Do. Sponsored, of course, by That One Asian. Couldn't make the race last week, but he'll have another shot here today. See what he can do. Early on in the running, Hoodlum 2002 at the top of the board with a 24.7. He's running like right up on the wall through 3 and 4 here. As he gets around the outside of chair, Preston plays YT.
High side is fast here, so we'll see how everybody else handles this. What lines are taken. I imagine you want to try to run middle to bottom to the earlier parts of the run to get the better speed through the corners, and then jump up to the high side later in the runs to maintain that speed.
It looks like right now drivers are sort of going middle to bottom through turns 1 and 2 and near the top in 3 and 4. So it might be different on each side of the track, as Janza in the 47 puts himself at the top of the board.
Yet again, that 47 showing how fast he is.
Although he just got beat by Hoodlum with a 24.2. So these guys are cranking up. We're going to see these lap times drop lower and lower. Hoodlum has DNQ'd both races. In fact, the 88 and the 24, both of the Carnation Motorsports Uncharted cars, haven't started a single race. And Carnation has been very vocal about it and is not happy with the performance. Says he's got sponsors pressuring him and they need to do better. Well, so far Hoodlum's turned up the wick a little bit. It's a 24.123.
You gotta respect an owner who will do anything to win it at all costs, or at least make races.
And
you don't make races, don't make that sponsorship money.
We know they've got championship caliber cars. I mean, we saw the 95 win last season. Well, it was the 24 at that point, but
yep.
So Janza is in second to AFK Master, and the 02 is sitting in third, and then Huang Do in 4th place in that number 46. So he's feeling the pressure a little bit. VGO3 sitting in 5th. He's qualified for both races so far. One of the few Uncharted cars to make every start. Him and Janza. They've had a pretty good start to the season and looking to keep that momentum going here at Iowa.
You know, Iowa's such an interesting track. The way that it's laid out. It's a short track, a really long tri-oval, and both these turns just handle so much different than each other.
Yeah, and you've got a little more banking at the top of the track. It's really interesting. I think we'll see a lot of different lines here today.
It's also fairly rough on tires too, so we're going to see some tire strategy probably in the race today as well.
Yeah, and possibly like Atlanta, where you can make passes on the bottom early in the runs, and maybe not so much later on. It'll be interesting to see how this track changes over time throughout tonight's race.
Well, we've seen strategy play a big part in some of these DTSS races already. And looks like it's not going to be any different tonight.
So Hoodlum's still on top of the board. Janza in second. David Dawn has put himself into third, looking to make his second consecutive start in his second attempt here. to AFK Master still in 4th. And then it's VGO3 and Emmett Lashbrook, 2 mechanized racing teammates.
David Dunn was the talk of the race last week.
Seriously, a fantastic run from that 34 car. See if we can find where he's at this week. Sponsored by Arctic Coolers. Carter Friesen just moved himself up into 4th place. And John Jones currently sitting on the bubble with Sabretooth on the outside looking in. So Austin Ripp back behind the wheel of the number 24 car this week. This is his return to competition. After missing the last couple of weeks with suspension, he's making his first attempt, and it's not going too well right now. He's sitting in 15th at the bottom of the board.
Ouch.
And with under 4 minutes left, let's see if Hoodlum can maybe help him a little bit, but I think the 88 just wants some fresh air. He's going to pass him. So Carnation Motorsports right now, 1st and 15th. Nitro XP in the 52, making his very first attempt. Driving for Power Sport Racing, he's currently sitting in 14th. Seems pretty tough to just jump into a car and do well this season in the Sim Series.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it. I've seen guys jump into cars and do really well. We've seen guys jump into cars and do bad. But you like to just see people out here getting their first runs, getting their first feel of it, and getting their career started here. Not many people can jump into a car and dominate and win and do all these things. Like David Dunn last week showed that he has a lot of potential and deserves to be up there. He probably deserves a full-time ride at that point. But yeah, it's hard to just get in the car and go.
And Kamikaze Games right now is proving that point as he's sitting in 15th, the slowest car on the track. Not by much though, just a little bit behind Nitro XP in the 52 and Austin Ripp as well. They're all in the 24.3 range. At 24.111 is Hoodlum 2002. He's getting a fresh set of tires. Maybe he'll get out there and set another lap. As John Jones and Sabretooth still above and below the cut line. Looks like lap times have generally fallen off a little bit, but some of these drivers will get some fresh tires and go for another run. As we can see, Kamikaze Games was trying his hand. Wow, those are dark clouds.
Yeah, it's really ominous over there.
I think we saw that last season as well. They didn't really, they didn't come our way at all, so I think we'll be okay to complete the full distance of the race. There's an interesting camera angle. That's not very helpful for broadcast. David Dawn.
It looks cool though, and that's all that.
Yeah. David Dawn is sitting in 3rd. He's only 1/1000th of a second behind Janza's time. He's in 2nd place.
And there is a little bit of draft here, which can help you, pick up a couple hundredths, maybe even a couple tenths. So we'll see what he does. See if he can put himself in that 2nd position. Not that positioning in this doesn't matter unless you're trying to get into the race. But I might be trying to get the car to feel out for final qualifying.
Yeah, really anywhere in the top 8 is safe, although if I were John Jones, I'd be a little bit worried right now. Sabretooth, Huang Do, they're all pretty close behind him. As we're in the final minute here of pre-qualifying. Which means these guys got to pick it up. The 66, the 46. J.R. Preston plays in the 1. Luis Rodriguez, they're all on the outside looking in. So Kamikaze Games just got out on track with fresh tires. He's going to have time for just 1 lap.
So you have to make it a good one.
Well, he's got the 66 looking to the bottom of him here. He will stay clear for now. See if he can get a good 3 and 4. Might be able to pick up a bit of draft from the 47. Running right up against the wall.
That's going to hurt him.
Sabretooth got right past him. That must be a really slow lap. He's going to lose out to the 1 here as well. So as this pre-qualifying session comes to an end, making their way into the race will be Hoodlum 2002, Janza, David Dawn, Carter Friesen to AFK Master, VGO3, Emmett Lashbrook, and John Jones. So let's go ahead and move them into the main roster. And then we'll get this qualifying session underway. As I will grab them here. Boy, I wonder if we'll get as crazy of a finish as we got last year.
Well, you know what? Every time that I'm I'm in the booth here commentating on the DTS SKs, I'm like, wow, this race has been pretty good. This, it's solid. There's nothing crazy happens. We might just get an average. Nope, there they go. Nope, they're flipping. Nope, they are upside down. Somebody is driving through the infield. Somebody is through the catch fence. It's never easy.
You can never let your guard down here in the Sim series.
For sure.
Sometimes half the field will get a penalty, and you're not sure why. That's just the way she goes. Okay, so the 42 car field is set, but their order is not. So we're going to get a 10-minute practice session here. So let's get the correct roster.
Big dick energy.
Oh, we got energy coming in from Austin Ripp, who says, "Rip me." Yeah, you have a talk with your boss there. I think Carnation should be happy. I mean, at least one of his cars got in. And now we'll get this main qualifying session underway. 10 minutes, 42 cars. Lap time set the grid.
And you're in a track like this, you're going to want to get out early. As much free air as you can.
Oh, it's going to get busy.
Couple takers already. I see Fireball coming off pit road. I can't see who that is up in front of him.
I think that's Mech. It is. So Mechanized Chaos, Fireball, Rusty Broussard. Some of the early takers.
Was a factor last week at Atlanta as well. For that bizarre streak of black flags at the end.
Yeah. He had a good day. He pulled some strategy, stayed out through the first 2 cautions, got his way to the front. See what kind of speed this 9 car has here at Iowa. We see now a nice group of cars coming out here. Richard Herman, Mark Silas, Goky as well. So Mech will be the first one here to cross the line after a quick lap.
Still a lot of clean air in front of that 97 car too.
That was a 24.7. So pretty slow early on, but he'll pick it up.
He had a clean track. That might have been see what this lap is.
Fireball went a couple tenths faster. He had a 24.5. Now we'll start to see these lap times pile in. That was a 24.4 for Mech. Moves him to the top of the board for now. No, it doesn't. Fireball with a 24.267. So if we can find him. There he is. That 9 car is moving pretty quick.
Again, a factor here.
Priya McShane to the top of the board. 24.236. Driving that bright orange and red Ineos number 41. First time we're seeing that paint scheme on track, and it is nice.
Yes, it is. Priya shifting from the 42 to the 41 this year.
Yeah, along with Carnation, one of those drivers who became a team owner and then changed their number, but kept their old number within the team. Hasn't entirely abandoned it. It looks like she's a little bit stuck behind Luke Rainey at this point.
Yeah, Luke Rainey, he's struggling to get going here early on.
Priya with a 24.099, the fastest lap we've seen all day.
Man, we could see some 23s here.
That 41 is flying.
Out of turn 2. Gonna look to pass him
middle work.
3 and 4.
It does. Fireball 24.082. That 9 moves to provisional pole. So yeah, I would not be surprised to see these guys break the 24-second barrier and get some 23 9s. But this traffic might affect it a little bit.
Pretty gonna pick up some draft from the cars in front and see if you can go any faster.
Fireball just went even faster. 24.033. Let's find him on track.
On that 23 mark.
He is flying. And that bright pink number 9, but now he's got traffic. Michael Deitch in the 57. He's got to get past him and now try and hook up a good lap. So Xander M sitting in 3rd right now. Rusty Broussard in 4th. John Jones just at a 24.075. He puts that 43 car into 2nd place. Midlife also breaking into the 24.0s. He's sitting in 3rd right now. Xander M and What Incarnation both just set the exact same lap time on that previous lap. Oh, we got a...
Oh, somebody's wrecking.
Someone's wrecked? What happened here? There is smoke in turn 3. Oh, the 22 of Mark Silas. What's going on here?
Ooh, looks like he cleared himself off of the...
Herman's trying to get past him here. Oh!
Yep, just clears himself.
And he gets rightfully turned in the wall. That's going to affect a lot of those guys' laps. Goky with a little bit of contact.
Makes Spook Boy squeaks by.
He gets out of the way. So whatever lap time he set
that's...
is going to be frozen now. Anderson Reed, 23.957.
There it is. We were waiting for it.
We said it would happen, but I wouldn't expect it from him. What a lap he put together. He's got that 12 car hooked up. He had a pretty good week last time out in Atlanta. Of course, until the chaos at the end. That is one hell of a lap.
Fastest car on the track. See if anybody has anything for him here towards the end of this.
So Mark Silas was sitting in 26th place. Now he's got that car wrecked, and I think they're gonna have to go to a backup. He's gonna start at the back. That's a big shame, but kind of his own doing, as we can see the tire marks left of the incident. Turn 3.
Makes a beautiful right angle off the wall.
Anderson Reed's still going quick, although he hasn't
Luckily,
bested his time.
not a lot more cars were caught up in that wreck too.
Yeah, that could have been bad. Goky had a little bit of damage, but PT Motorsports, they should be good to clean that things up. Get it back out in time for the race. F1 fan just had a decent lap. He put himself in a 3rd place with a 24.035. What Incarnation sitting in 5th.
Hello, I'm you having some struggling problems over the radio. Stuck in traffic and not setting fast times in that car.
Priya's going to be caught up in a good amount of traffic here. Currently working the inside of Ben.
A lot of traffic. The track is busy.
Look at this pack. Oh, they fixed up the 22. Never mind. I don't think he's going to start at the back. Car looks great.
They must have slapped new body panels on it and just went with it. New quick change body panels featured in the Drive Thru Sim series this year.
But him and Rollo have been going side by side for a little while here. And look at the train they've got behind them. Hunter B, midlife, Priya, now Luke Rainey getting involved. And looks
Rollo
like
getting a push from
Silas dropped back and
Hunter B.
lets these guys by. And oh, be careful now. 3 wide through 1 and 2.
The 3 wide.
With Mech stuck in the middle and Luke Rainey on
Mark
the bottom.
about to get.
Oh,
Mark
bit of
is,
contact.
One mistake. Oh, their contact.
The 97 and 2 to get together. There's still 3 wide.
There's still 3 wide. What are these guys doing?
2 minutes left in the session. They just want to get out of this traffic and get some laps in.
Yeah, Mark smartly lets go of the gas.
This pack is still pretty close together. You got the 92 of Johnston. Now sort of at the head of this train, but I mean, there's just cars everywhere.
Last week's winner, Hunter B, in there.
Yeah, last week's surprise winner in that 77. Both he and Ben Pye have punched their tickets to the chase-offs later this season.
Got to be in the right place, right time, and Hunter did what he had to do.
Oh, we got more 3 wide. Again, it's Mech and Mark Silas, but this time it's Carnation on the bottom. Boys, you ain't gonna set fast laps running like that.
Oh my god.
Whoa, Mech
What
drops
are
out of
you
the
doing,
gas.
guys?
Lets him by. But it's still busy. So right now, sitting at the bottom of the board, 2 cars with the exact same lap time. Rollo in the 00 and Ryan Johnston in the 92. Both setting at 24.354. As I say that, Johnston moves himself up into 35th. So at the bottom of the pack, Asteroid Strike 9 and 40th, Hoodlum 2002 and 41st. And as I say that, Asteroid Strike moved himself up to 30th. So in this last minute, there's still a lot of shaking around going on deep in the pack here.
And seeing people pull off, so track's getting more open. Some guys making some last-minute adjustments, trying to get that quick time. So some of these guys who are still out might be able to get a little bit of a better lap time in before the bell rings.
And some of them have pulled off already. As this time expires, drivers will get a chance to finish whatever lap they've started, and then the order will be set. And it looks like Anderson Reed is going to get the pole, the only driver to set a lap under 24 seconds. And then it's F1 Fan, NASCAR Fireball 48, Priya McShane, and What Incarnation. Also, hi Nort, and thank you for hanging out. Even if this isn't your normal cup of tea.
I appreciate the support, as always.
Always. So with the qualifying session complete, we're going to have a quick break here to set the order as we fake
Drivers,
qualifying session
to your car.
and save it.
Anderson Reed on the pole.
Probably should have exported that.
Oh, did you screw it up?
I'll just look at it on my other screen.
Okay.
All right. Let me get my results up. My save game editor.
Wonder how drivers are feeling about the qualifying efforts.
Okay, so Anderson Reed gets the pole. Oh, actually, I can just use the ticker. Ain't that great?
You'll love to see it.
Then it's F1 Fan and Fireball.
F1 Fan's been quiet so far this season. Chase off competitor.
Well, if you look at his stats from last season, he had a fantastic first half of the season when, you know, he was at the top of the point standing, the car to beat. And then when the second half came around, things sort of dropped off a little bit. So he hasn't really had that momentum for a while. And this is definitely not the start of the season he wanted. Oh, thanks, Nart, for the 5 bits. Average energy.
Average energy.
All right. If you want a quick break for some water or something, now is your time, viewers.
Yeah, get yourself prepared for the inevitable chaos.
It will be chaos, that's for sure. Always is. I don't think we've ever had a normal race. Like, there is no norm in the Sim series.
The norm is the abnormal.
Every time you think something's normal, it just flips.
The abnormal is the normal.
If we see a normal race, that's chaos, because that's not what we're used to.
Exactly. It's crazy.
I wish there was a better way of doing this. But if you want to see qualifying, it's the only way it works. It's also very hard to see because it's absolutely tiny on my screen.
That I believe.
I gotta see how I did on fantasy this week. If you guys, even if you're not a driver in the Sim series, you can totally participate in the Sim series fantasy series, which we play every week. And you can pick your team, and you don't have to check it every week. If you pick a team, then you get to keep those picks throughout everything, unless you change them. So it's a lot of fun. I think we got almost 40 people in it.
Whoa. Booth is doing great, Nort. Thank you for asking. Chilling out. Wish I had a chili cheese dog right about now.
Is there like, I mean, Martinsville has hot dogs. Is there anything in Iowa? I guess is it corn? Is that a thing that they
corn
have?
dogs? Be corn dogs, but it's actually just corn on a stick, like
The
fried
Iowa
corn,
Speedway
corn on a stick,
dog.
cream corn. Burgers made of corn. Put corn on everything.
I mean, vegan burgers are made of corn, right? Sometimes.
I've
Corn,
never eaten a
soybeans,
single thing that is vegan
tofu.
in my entire life.
Have you never had a
Never
salad?
eaten anything, not a vegan-friendly salad.
You've never had just what? You've had something in your life.
I don't just munch on leaves. It's not what I do. I mean, I guess ramen noodles are technically vegan.
Are
They're
they?
made from
I guess so, yeah. And it's just
chemicals.
powder taste, so. There you go. So you've eaten vegan things.
I never made the conscious decision to eat anything vegan. I'll leave it at that. Ears of corn on a stick fried in corn dog batter. I actually hate corn dogs, if I'm being honest.
Well, there's a lot of bad corn dogs.
It's the breading. Just can't. It's not good. I don't enjoy cornbread very much. Corn breading on the outside. Thank you. Corn dogs are indeed gross.
All right.
0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
The order is finally set, which means we can go racing here at Iowa.
Racing.
Get the
Going
vroom
racing.
vrooms. Michael Deitch says, "How was Mosport? Amazing." That episode of the Outlap will come out on Thursday,
Woo woo.
and it's a good one. We had I went to CTMP. Cody went to Road America. A bunch of other cool stuff happened. Dracoan says, "Okay, who's gonna flip?" Well, take your bets now, people.
We are 2 for 2 on flips. Were there flips in both duels too?
That's a good question.
Regular season races, we have.
Yeah, we're flips.
Yeah,
Because
we're
Chase
2
flipped
for 2.
in Daytona, and then you flipped, and Janza flipped at Atlanta.
Probably there's probably a no quarter motorsports car will flip, and then probably a Dodge.
All right, we're
No
gonna
quarter had a terrible showing in Atlanta.
see if they can do better this week. We got an all Dodge front row. Let's skip on ahead to the command.
Drivers to your cars. Oh, you missed it. Way to
Missed
go.
it.
Drivers to
It's lagging on me. too.
Drivers, cars.
Drivers, cars. No, it keeps lagging, and when I go to click it,
to your car.
stop. Oh my god, it doesn't click it in time.
Just let it.
We got it. We're good. Here we go.
All right, we're good.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Nice and easy, long day. It's going to be a lot of adjustments. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. This is a real race here. We're going to have a blast tonight. I can't wait to get out there and get going.
As the booth crew hangs out in the back of the tour bus,
Looking back here on
that screens.
Anderson Reed and F1 fan side by side. That makes our front row. Fireball starting third, Pre McShane fourth. Then it's What Incarnation, Pure Red and Blues RP, Xander M, Midlife, CodyHGaming, and Julio Caesar making up the top 10. We have
My dark horse pick.
25 laps here at Iowa.
My dark horse pick is going to be CodyHGaming. Riding the DTRV win of last week. I feel like he could pull it out today.
Well, anything can happen as the green flag flies for the Corn 150 here at Iowa Speedway. Anderson Reed gets a pretty good start.
He's going to look to clear out of turn 2. He's got a great start, actually. He's going to... but that outside hanging on. Not quite clear down the backstretch here. Into turn 3 and 4.
Now he's
higher
going.
route, and Reed is going to get a great jump. Had a great entry into that turn. Clears the outside car.
It looks like Fireball
Smooth
as
sailing
well.
from there.
As F1 fans stuck on the top, that's not where you want to be this early in the run. Here comes Carnation on the bottom as well. As deep in the pack, things are getting a little bit 3 wide.
Yeah, coming out of turn 4, being on the high side is rough because you don't want to get into the gas too much because you'll wind up in the wall.
Yeah, it looks like that's the hardest part on the outside right now is coming out of that turn 4. And you see how much F1 fan, he's dropped a number of spots here.
Outside line struggles to get going. Anderson continues to lead. Fireball continues to trail him. They're pulling away from Carnation in third.
This is a pretty similar group of cars to what we saw out front at Atlanta. The 12, the 9, the 95, the 84, they were all up there.
Valtteri, it's James.
Black flag wall, and there goes CodyHGaming now.
CodyHGaming on the inside of Xander M.
Clears
Hunter B and
fairly
AFK
handily, I
Master
think.
close behind. Thank you, HeckDude18 for the follow on Twitch. Welcome.
Hunter gets pushed to the outside lane. Try not to lose that inside advantage.
Oh, it's getting dicey
Follows
back
Xander
here.
through the turn.
Chase the Cody, midlife, pure red, or yeah, John Jones on the outside. And here comes the 2 and the 98. That 43 is stuck way at the top of the track, and he has dropped a lot of positions so far.
Ooh.
The 98.
Little
trying
bit
to
of
get up to
contact there.
Very bottom.
Randy trying to shove that 98 out of the way. Give him to let off, but he won't.
Works out for Asteroid Strike.
Asteroids.
Move up the field. Leaders, Anderson Reed still holding on to the lead, but Fireball's been knocking on the door for a number of laps here. With Carnation close
A
behind.
lot of racing to go. Wonder if Fireball's just going to let him ride that out. Wait for him to make a mistake. Xander M around Cody.
Yeah, Cody passed him, and then Xander M got him back, so that 01 is holding on to the top 5 for now. As this pack starts to spread out, we're seeing a lot more single file racing, but there's still some 3 wide action. As Ryan Johnston, who started way in the back, we know that 92 has been pretty quick. So, just
John Jones
not a good
split
qualifying
Rusty
time.
Broussard here.
Boy, John Jones has just gone to the back. He started so high up in the field, and
That car is not dialed in yet. He's also been up top, I think, this whole time.
Yeah.
It's just dropping spots.
It looks like he'll be able to maybe clear the 16 of Brad Flynn.
I don't think so.
But the problem with, you know, entering on the outside being so good in turns 3 and 4 is someone can just send it in the bottom.
Split the field in half and half of them can go the regular direction, and half of them can go backwards.
Heck, dude, with 300 bits. Thank you. Heck and thank you.
Got me a food fight emote.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, if you cheer 200 or more bits, you can give food fight emotes to yourself and to others.
What does that mean? Allow me to visually demonstrate.
And the top 3 are really close together here. Carnation was peeking to the inside of Fireball. Now Fireball's pulled away a little bit, but Anderson Reed is still right there. And they're all setting very similar lap times right now. All within the 24.0 to 24.1 range.
And they are pulling away from the rest of the pack, too.
I think if Fireball goes to the inside, then they'll gather more people up because they'll be slower with a battle going. We got caution on the track. Oh, McSpook Boy, again!
Again!
Boy, the 6 has just had the worst luck all season long. Oh my goodness. The car's just exploded.
And then
Just
with
dropped
10 to
the
go,
engine out of
we'll
it?
split the field
He
in
was
half
running
and
in
half of them
9th
go the
place,
regular
and it just
direction, half of them go
popped.
backwards.
Oh, thank you, Nort, for
Yep, there
400
goes.
bits.
Ooh, scrapes Hunter B there.
And he's stuck in the middle. These
Trying to
guys are
get
going
out of the
underneath him. He's
way.
got to get down. Looks like he does get there. Oh, but Rolo runs into him, and Trace
Whoa.
gets damaged. It's oh my goodness! It's 3 no quarter motorsport cars again.
The worst luck in the series.
The three cars that have damage were all no quarter motorsport. I don't believe
You hate
it.
to see it.
I don't believe it. This is just uncanny at this point. I mean, oh my goodness. And they both have damage. You can see the hoods popped up on the 39. Rolo just pulls right into the pits. Flynn says, no quarter motorsports, more like no luck motorsports.
That is 100% truth. 100% truth.
It has been a terrible first 3 races for this team. Just week after week getting involved in some of the biggest crashes we've seen in this series.
DNQ'd DNF'd all cars at Atlanta
Oh my
after
goodness.
being innocent bystanders each time.
And it looks like no one came into the pits. And we didn't get an we got the 53s got damaged. Maybe we did get an Iowa stack up. How does he have... The 53's destroyed. He got turned by John Jones. As they're racing back to the line, the 43 was there, gets into Herman, and he gets turned into the wall.
NASCAR lover down there on the bottom forcing John Jones up the track.
And that 53 is destroyed. Wow.
And then with 10 to go, we'll split the field in half, and half of them can go the regular direction, half of them can go backwards.
Wow. Oh, thanks, Nort, for the more bits. He just misjudged it, I think. I mean, maybe the...
Big dick
Oh
energy.
my god, we got
Oh,
energy, too. Hi, Pan. Trace, you guys are worse than us, says Pantallica. Yeah, I
Appreciate it.
think the 53...
Yeah.
I think he let out of the gas as the caution came out, and Jones just wasn't paying attention.
That's a hard hit.
Really
Both
is.
those cars, actually.
So they've pulled the rear end off that car, and he's back out on track.
Rolo's back out as well.
Yeah, but he's a lap down. I think the 39 stayed out, because it looks like the hood is still popped out. So Rolo is 1 lap down. McSpookboy is understandably out of the race. So he grenaded that engine. And everyone else stayed out, which is very interesting. I expect to see some pit stops, especially in Atlanta. We had a caution on lap 2 when these guys were coming in. But here we are on lap 15, and maybe they've learned their lesson a little bit, because staying out through the first few cautions worked out for Fireball last week. Everyone's staying out this week, except for, of course, the cars that have damage. So the only pit stops were Richard Herman and Rollo. So the pace van will
see how much of that damage is going to affect that double zero car, and he's going to hold up everybody, or what's going to happen?
Green flag in the air, and you can see how slow that double zero is. I mean, everyone else is just pulling
drops
away.
like a rock.
Some guys might get stuck on the outside here. The Xander M and CodyHGaming, they should be able to get around him. Yeah, that double zero is really, really slow. So they got
to force him up to the outside, get him out of the way.
They got big problems on board there. One Incarnation exiting a little bit lower than the 9, maybe taking a peek to the inside through turn 1.
Good run. Into turn 1 and 2, looking at the bottom of Fireball.
They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. See if that 9 can get a good run out of the corner. He does.
Better exit.
But it's going to be tough.
Oh, this is where he's gonna take it, I think. Fireball's
Yep,
gonna get out of the gas right there. To avoid hitting that wall. Not a lot of grip up on that top side. Like the very top side. You jump that cushion, you're gonna slide right into that wall.
What Incarnation, using that restart to his advantage, puts himself into second place. 95 has been, well, I guess it was the 24 last season, but What Incarnation has been great here at Iowa. Dominated most of the race last season, only to get passed in the final turn by Jake 24. And here he is early on, making his way to the front. Already looking to the inside of Anderson Reed. Pretty close.
95 looks like he's dialed it in.
Right on his bumper now, taking a look. Nowhere to go. Anderson Reed holds on for now. Whitefish asks, has Trace flipped prior to Atlanta this year? I believe Bristol or Charlotte?
It was Bristol.
Yeah, Bristol, there's a big flip.
And nosed into the wall and rolled over. Sat out a couple of races, I think, because of that.
Sat out the one race at Talladega that Rollo jumped in the car and almost murdered someone.
Yeah, and that's what earned him his seat in that double zero this year.
One Incarnation now looking to the inside on the exit of turn 2. He wants to set him up.
He's got that
turn 3 and 4.
That side draft, but that top side is so strong out of 1 and 2. This might be it right here. Incarnation underneath of Anderson Reed doesn't get a great turn. But Reed has to back out of the gas on that top side, and Incarnation's going to be your...
He clears him. New leader, number 95, as at the same time F1 fan has gotten past Fireball. So the two cars that were fighting it out for the points lead last season, the 95 and the 84, have both worked their way up through the field, and his team owner, Savage Toy Show, is sitting in the top 5. Just outside is Hunter B, Luke Rainey, CodyHGaming, Pure. Ryan Johnston, who started almost at the very back, is up into 11th place. He's been passing people all day.
Anderson Reed not going to let Carnation get away that easy. Going to look to try to make a move here. Out of turn 4, maybe gets a good run. Right on that bumper. Hasn't made him look to the inside. Has a peek. Doesn't go for it.
He's
Carnation
really close
way
to
high
that
on 1 and 2,
bumper,
though.
Yeah, but Carnation's going to pull down the track and get a pretty good run down the back straightaway. Clears the 12 by about half a car length. Anderson Reed close, but not close enough. F1 fan now catching up as well. Let's go on board here with What Incarnation. See, the 12 really closes in under braking. Incarnation a little bit hesitant on the gas. Anderson Reed has a good run. Closes in under braking again. Getting really close to the back of that 95. Carnation is fast where it matters. Coming out of the turns, he does not let the 12 get alongside him. And as such, he's holding on to that lead. As Ryan Johnston making more passes, now in the 61 of pure. Through turns 3 and 4, he should be able to get him no problem here.
And that car is fast.
It really is. I mean, he had a bad qualifying run, but here he is into 8th place. Wow. Didn't he start 38th or 39th?
Somewhere back there. He was way back there.
And we haven't had any pit stops, so he's made all these spots entirely just by passing people on track. It's a great run so
Keep an eye on that car as we get later on in this race, too, after we had a couple pit stops, too. He's going to be a threat here at the end.
For sure.
Anderson Reed looking, still looking.
He's got the speed to stay close behind Carnation, but just not enough to get beside him. So again, looking like a pretty good day for Savage Racing. Right now sitting 3rd, 5th, and 8th. With the 84, the 60, and the 92. Ben Pye, the other Savage Racing car, sitting in 16th. As most of the field now running single file. We've got some battles deep in the pack here with DNP and Mark Silas. Side by side. Boy, Richard Herman in the 53, missing the rear end, is currently in 26th place. And he's passing people.
He's got less drag. He's got less drag on the car. He's fine.
I think a bit of that, maybe a bit of the fresher tires they have in the 53. He's got 15 lap fresher tires than everyone else here. So he's passed a good handful of cars. As we look deep in the pack, John Jones, who started so far at the front, he's outside the top 30 now. Wow. Julio Caesar has also dropped a lot of spots. Rolo's still off the pace. He can't even keep up with the guys at the back of the field. So top 10, all single file. Pure looking to the inside of Ryan Johnston, just having a peek. Recently got passed by that 92.
Started hitting a long run territory here. See how that affects some of these drivers, affects their handling, affects their cars.
And most importantly, affects the lines on the track. You see, they're trying to mix it up a little bit. Anderson Reed running about half a lane lower than what Incarnation through 1 and 2. But it looks like everyone is staying in that preferred mid to high groove in 3 and 4.
Hello, I'm you, the lone surviving NQM car.
Currently just got passed for 15th by Ben Pye, and now he might lose 16th here to midlife.
Yeah, we've seen that outside be rough. Especially down here through 3 and 4.
That might change if we keep this run going, though. Although you can see a great run that midlife got. He's looking to the inside of Ben Pye now. We got to the AFK
2 drivers in 2 turns. That'd be impressive.
Rusty Broussard also
down. Rusty.
But look at the run out of the corner that Ben Pye got. Almost clears the 83.
It's going to force Ben Pye to that top side, which is where you want to be if you want to pass. You want to push your drivers up top, and now Hallow's going to strike again.
We got some
I
great
think that high side
here.
through 3 and 4 is a crutch, a handicap. If you're up top, you might wind up going backwards.
Oh, Ben Pye defending so far through 1 and 2. And he's making the top work through 3 and 4 as well. Maybe. Hello, I'm used there.
It's that exit of 3 and 4 is where you got to get out of the gas or that wall.
It's certainly looking stronger than it was early on in the run. You can see how many laps the 20s managed to hold on to it, but I think right here, Hello's going to get him.
Great run into the turn.
And not so
Ben
much
Pye
out of
just
the turn.
slides up, has to get out of the gas, and yeah, he jumps to a 2-car length lead, or over that driver.
Taking a look at the front, Anderson Reed still close behind What Incarnation, but not close enough for a pass. This could get interesting, though. They're catching up to the 00. That slow, damaged car. With Rolo behind the wheel.
Damaged by his teammate.
Yeah, he got sandwiched between two of his teammates.
Yeah.
Boy, what a terrible start to the season for that team. If they didn't have bad luck, they'd have no luck at all. Oh, he just joined the chat. Oh, no.
Let me give a quick recap. Your teammate in the 6 blew a motor, and you drove into the back of him, and then the 39 drove in the back of you, effectively almost eliminating 3-4 shot. Didn't hit it. Nobody else was involved in that wreck. There was a wreck at the end of the yellow, but nobody else was involved.
Yeah, the
from
only
wreck,
caution,
just NQM cars.
The only caution was 3 no-quarter motorsport cars running into each other, taking one out of the race, injuring both of the others. And that's the race recap
everybody
so
by.
far. And rightfully so. I mean, he is so far off the pace. He's now 2 laps down. But just through getting past him, you can see Carnation has pulled about a car length gap over Anderson Reed. This Fireball might be a little bit stuck behind the 00 here. Just caught him at a bad part of the track as they were exiting the corner. I think everyone else should get by him pretty easily.
He's out there just for the experience. Rolo is technically a rookie this year. Making a couple starts last year.
Pretty good run so far from points leader Hunter B, sitting in 6th place.
Just behind that, Savage Racing number 60. Team owner Savage Toy Show. Funny how you've got two sides of the coin. Those Savage Racing cars are built by NQM, and they are doing much better.
Well, I don't know if the no-quarter motorsport cars are particularly slow. They just keep getting collected in these incidents. I feel like we gotta get the stats book out, look at every single incident so far, and the average number of no-quarter motorsport cars collected in each crash so far this season. I'd be interested to see.
Where's the need an official DTSS stat keeper? Incarnation now pulling away from Anderson Reed, and Reed following into the clutches of F1 Fan.
F1 Fan got past the 00 in a pretty great spot on the track, so close that gap a little bit. Let's see if he's got the speed to maybe make the pass.
Now Reed closing back in on Carnation. That beautiful Harley Davidson number 12.
Still the top 3 pulling away from everybody else. As Fireball's moving back a little bit, he might be holding up to 60. But it's getting harder and harder to pass as this run goes on.
You say that as Johnston underneath of Pure there?
Well, these two have been swapping places for a number of laps now. 92 passes him, the 61 gets him back, and they've been going back and forth. But it looks like now Johnston's got a couple car lengths clear, the 61. Boy, Julio Cesar, who started in the top 10, has dropped all the way down to 40th. He's the last car on the lead lap and the last undamaged car on track.
It is painful to see.
So Savage Toy Show and Fireball, I think, is probably the closest battle we've got up in the top group here. Running
a peak.
It's running a little bit lower through 1 and 2, but you can see the 9 gets a better run out of the corner. Stretches that gap out. We go through the field here, midlife. Battling now with Xander M. This is for 10th place.
CodyHGaming started inside the top 10. Not off to a great start with that 28 car, but still has some speed hanging out, trying to stay in that top 10 spot.
Might look for an
Couple more adjustments
opportunistic move on the 01 here if he gets a good run out of the corner, and he does.
There it is. Pull right alongside. Actually, might clear the 01 heading down to 1 and 2.
Not quite, but out of the corner might be able to do it. Xander M still holding strong on the outside.
So he's going to get him this time, it looks like.
Looks like the bottom is still
Yep, there it
faster,
is.
but it takes them about a lap to make a move now.
And there's Janza qualified his way in there as well. Now looking to work on Xander M.
has started every single event, but he's been really unlucky. I mean, we saw the massive flip he had last week in Atlanta. But they're still out
Looking to
here.
get a finish for that 47 team.
The top three have spread out a little bit more here. And the next three cars have closed right in with each other. Savage looking to the inside of Fireball. Doesn't really get a good run out of the corner, but I think he'll have a look to the inside through 3 and 4. Can't quite get there. Fireball doing a
Alright,
great
shut
job
them
of
down.
defending so far, but here he comes.
Savage did a great run off 4 down underneath the Fireball. We head into turn 1 and 2. And Hunter B in striking distance too.
I think Hunter B's just going to see whoever's faster and get behind him. Into turn 3 they go. Savage Toy Show still working the inside. Should get a better run out of the corner here than Fireball, and he does. Clears the 9 car. And I don't think Hunter's close enough to take advantage of this.
Yeah, Hunter fell back there in turn 3 and 4.
And that's great for Fireball. He's able to slot in front of that 77. And at least hold on to a top 5. As I think everyone now is single file. Nope. Herman's still making moves. Here he is getting past DNP 10. So put that 53 without the rear panel into 23rd place. And he restarted at the back. 41st.
Interesting. Battle there. Squeezing by Rolo.
Anderson Reed has closed in a little bit on What Incarnation again. This gap has sort of maintained itself. I think Carnation is just managing the race at this point.
Got to be closing in on pit stops here soon.
Yeah, these guys have been going on fuel and tires since the very beginning, having not pitted under that first caution. So I'm not exactly sure how long they can go. But it should be pretty soon. We'll see these guys coming in.
That's where the strategy game starts to come in. Now that you're all stretched out single file, when do you pit? Why do you pit? What do you take? What are you trying? What are your lap times got to be when you get off pit road? You're trying to undercut, overcuts. So strategy is going to be a big factor here at Iowa.
And what's the tire wear looking like? Can you take just 2 right sides?
I would doubt
interested
that.
to see. Well, someone might try it, especially if you're deep in the field and looking for some track position. As we see Hunter
Maybe
B now looking inside a Fireball.
Quick pit, slap 2 on it, or some fuel in it. Fireball starting to go backwards.
Or we might see these guys just cut the race in half as we're approaching the halfway point. We're on lap 60 of 125. And they're starting to approach the back of the pack with these guys all spread out. You see One Incarnation coming out of turn 4 right now as Julio Cesar is entering turn 1. So if we go a few more laps, we're definitely going to see some lap traffic come into the mix. See if Anderson Reed can use that to his advantage. Maybe get back behind What Incarnation.
An F1 fan, after closing in on these two up front, has fallen back.
He's dropped back a little bit. He hasn't quite seemed to match the pace of the 12 and the 95, but maybe some adjustments with a pit stop. We could see that car fighting for the lead again.
Carnation just in control this entire race so far.
Maybe looking for a little bit of justice for Iowa last season when he controlled most of the race. Ended up just getting pipped at the line. See if the 95 can hold on to it and not choke this one away. So here's Julio, and you can see the two cars in the shot at the same time now. And unlike the 00, I don't think these guys will be getting out of the way so easily, because they want to stay up on the lead lap. If we ever get a caution, they'll be able to close back in. If you go a lap down in the Sim Series, it is really, really hard to get back on the lead lap.
It is nigh impossible, if you will.
You essentially need two cautions in a row.
Yeah.
Because you can get up to the front of the caution, and then you have to be in front of the leader as another yellow comes out.
Yeah, only a handful of drivers have been able to get off of that lap down in all of Season 1 last year, so let's see how this goes.
I think these guys will certainly be fighting for it. As Xander M has finally gotten past CodyHGaming. He's up
There's
into
a line of
11th.
cars looking to get around Cody as well.
I think with that 0-1 and the 28 battling, they've got a bit of a train here. 47 of Janza, 85 Hello IMU, Emmett Lashbrook in the 0-8.
Hallow going to have a look underneath the Janza in the 47. He's going to clear him out of turn
What a
4.
move. Halfway through the corner and move to the bottom, and here he goes. Now peeking
He's
on the
looking on
28
Cody.
of Cody.
Looking to pass 2 cars in 2 turns.
Don't think he'll be able to do it. Not here, not now. Cody gets a good run out of the
Outside.
corner. But he's still looking. Hello, I'm you looking to redeem the race for No Quarter Motorsport a little bit here.
Clears Cody heading into turn 1 and sets his eyes on the 0-1. Hollow with a great long run car.
So at the front of the pack, they're getting closer and closer to these lapped cars. And probably closer to pit stops. I would not be surprised to see someone come in pretty soon here.
Yeah, that 42 is probably looking for a caution, trying to desperately to stay on the lead lap. It just makes some adjustments because they obviously didn't dial that car in correctly.
They had a decent run in qualifying, but so far this race has not been great for the 42. And actually, they might catch the 00 before they get these guys, because Rollo is just so far off the pace. Benpai in the 20 has made his way up a little bit here. He was on the end of this
He was
train,
up here
now
a
he
little-
gets past Cody.
He was up here a little bit ago. I gotta shuffle back a little bit.
This little group of
Cars
cars
coming
stay
back
pretty
underneath
close
him.
together.
So, race Daytona winner, Benpai.
Hunter B is all over the back of Savage Toy Show. Has been for a few laps here. That 77 is looking pretty good on the long run. He's gotten himself into the top 5, now looking to get into 4th place. Although he's just not close enough to make a move.
Savage is just that much faster.
Here we go. Anderson Reed is caught back up to what incarnation? Only a car length back. Maybe a little bit more on the straightaway. See if he can take advantage of this lap traffic and make a move here. You can see they're right behind Julio Cesar and Rollo. This is going to get fun here. As Julio Cesar, the last car in the lead lap, looking to get past Rollo, who's 2, almost 3 laps down.
He's having trouble.
He really is. Rollo's almost holding his own on the outside. Now Julio will get a good run out of the corner. So I think that 00 is just down on power. The 00 was holding it around the outside, but as soon as they got on the gas, he was dropping back. So that
Yep.
he's got some sort of engine problems. And here come the leaders. So a very long run here at Iowa. Now, finally, lap traffic comes into the mix, and this is going to hopefully stir things up a little bit. As Hunter B's trying to do the same here. Now getting to the bottom of Savage Toy Show, not quite there in the corner, can't make the move. The leaders get past Rollo. We knew he was going to be easy. Everyone else maybe not.
McShane probably not happy with driver in last place. Well, last place. Last car on the lead lap.
Well, Apriya herself, after having a great qualifying, currently sitting in 31st. I mean, she started top 5.
Might be a rough week. Rough weekend for those McShane cars.
As now Carnation looking in the bottom of Julio Caesar. See how easily he can get past the 42. At this part of the track, it might be pretty breezy. And it will be. In fact, I think he has an easier time getting by than Anderson Reed does. And he's able to pull out that gap a little bit. And I'm amazed these guys haven't pitted yet. I'm gonna actually, real quick, I'm gonna check the fuel run on these things.
It'll be 1 to go this time, bud.
They're projected 114. Oh boy. So they're gonna get close to the finish without pitting. Because this track is so short. It's tough on the tires. So that opens it up for a lot of strategy. I mean, these guys obviously won't want to run all the way until empty. Because if you get out there and get on fresh tires, they're a second and a half faster on fresh rubber than they are right now. These guys are running 25 6s, 25 5s, and on fresh tires, they were doing 24 zeros pretty consistently. So an early pit stop is what you want, unless there's a caution.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's willing to take that risk just yet.
No one at the front, certainly, but further down the field, maybe.
I think they're just going to hold on and hold out as long as they can. They absolutely have to pit.
Well, as usual here in the Sim Series, things look normal, but at the end of the race, they might get a little bit crazy. As Hunter B gets held up by Rollo, that's going to let Fireball by. That 77 worked so hard to pass the 9. There it all goes. He gets stuck behind the slow...
And was working on Savage for a while, stuck behind that 00.
So he's going to drop a spot. He's still within striking distance, so I would expect probably within a couple laps for him to be knocking on the door yet again. As What Incarnation having a little bit of an easier time getting past this lap traffic than Anderson Reed is. You can see the gap between the leaders has expanded now to over half a second. But he's got a number of cars here in front of him. The 88, the 34, the 82, the 15. As Anderson Reed has been working on John Jones for a few turns here. You will get past him.
Stuck behind the Sprite car in front of him. Might be able to close Anderson Reed back up.
Yeah, he's got quite a train
to go currently.
CodyHGaming is always really backing him up. Anderson Reed should be able to close this gap up. Take advantage of it. Carnation finally gets to the inside of the 15.
Carnation goes deep into the turn.
I think with how fast that 95 is, it's one of the few people that can make that work. But here he is, stuck behind VGO3.
So late on these tires.
He's got his teammate Hoodlum 2002 up here as well. As Hoodlum and David Dawn are racing each other. 34 had a great run out of the corner. And not too far up the road, the 3 and the 33, Carter Friesen and NASCAR Lover, also going side by side. Oh boy, if these guys stay side by side, this could hold them up a little bit. Carnation might just get behind his teammate and push him.
He's got quite a bit of a cushion between him and second place, though. There's now 2 cars between him and Anderson Reed.
He's looking to the bottom, but there's nowhere to go for now. Now the 88 clears the 34, and that should open the door for What Incarnation. But Hoodlum's still sitting in the middle of the track here. He's not making it particularly easy to let his team owner through. Well, now he is. He moves up through turn 2. And that's going to put 3 cars between What Incarnation and Anderson Reed. So
Yeah, that 12 car's having trouble getting through this traffic.
it looked like it was going to hold the 95 up, but Anderson Reed is really having trouble in traffic. As a result of letting his team owner pass, now David Don is looking at the inside of a Hoodlum just as Anderson Reed is approaching. And these guys are probably going to be side by side for another lap or so.
Easily, they've been side by side a couple laps before this.
Looks like now
Reed gets
Hoodlum drops
underneath
back. F1 fans also had some trouble. So the lap traffic is spreading these leaders out a little bit. As we can see, Hunter B did end up getting past the 9. So did Midlife. So Fireball dropped a couple of spots. And now he's back to this cat and mouse game with Savage Toy Show in the 60. One Incarnation got past Carter Friesen, no problem. Now looking at NASCAR Lover. And he's got a pretty big gap in front of him. So if he gets past the 3, he'll have a bit of clean air here. As the next car up the road is Priya McShane.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit of clean air for him. So I wonder if he'll consider pitting here shortly.
Yeah, it's about 3.5 seconds between Priya McShane and NASCAR Lover right now. So Incarnation will hopefully get by the 3 pretty quickly. Now he's got a decent gap to Anderson Reed.
Side by side through 3 and 4 as he tries to get underneath the NASCAR Lover, who's going to just that high side on out of 3 and 4 is just not as strong as the bottom side.
So approaching lap 100. Are we going to see these guys coming in?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Every time I try
how
to
much
theorize
they
strategy,
saved.
they just throw it out the window.
Yeah. Supposedly, they should be about 11 laps short on fuel. But over the course of the race, if you play it safely, they might be able to save that. So we're not sure. They could zero stop this.
That's quite a bit of saving. I don't know if these guys up front have been doing that, especially working through this traffic.
Anderson Reed having some trouble getting to the bottom of the 3 car. Now he's got him. So let's see if he can close this gap up a little bit. It looks like he got past NASCAR Lover a
great
little
run
bit
out of the
easier than
corner
One
that time by.
Incarnation. Yeah, he's closed in a little bit. In that lap alone.
He's closing quite a bit. Oh my god.
Let's take a look at the lap times last time around. One Incarnation with a 26. They both set pretty similar last time. Lap times, actually. But Anderson Reed gains about half a tenth. There's a good question.
He's closing in Incarnation.
Spitfire asks, shouldn't the 53 have enough after pitting and getting damage? It could be. Because he'd pitted on lap 15.
Wow, yeah.
So that's a very good point raised.
Where is that car?
He's still pretty deep in the field. Right now he's sitting in 22nd. But he and Rollo are the only cars to have pitted so far in this race. So if nobody else has saved enough to make it, a pit stop will cost them around a lap. And this might work out for Richard Herman. He just has to hope that no one else can make it.
That certainly wouldn't be the craziest thing we've ever seen, and if it's absurd, then it's definitely a possibility in the series.
He's got no rear end on that car. That would be incredible. But we're not sure. We don't know how much fuel these guys have. So Hunter B has finally made it past Savage Toy Show, but at a cost. Midlife got past the pair of them. So that 83 car has moved himself into 4th place. So this traffic has certainly mixed things up within the top 5 here.
I feel like Midlife had a good run here last year as well.
Although he has a lot of space between him and the next car up the road, which is the 84 of F1 Fan.
We got to start seeing pit stops soon, I would think.
We've got, I mean, they're almost
Unless
on
you
lap
guys are
100
just
here.
Hoping. Unless they're hoping for a caution.
Have they saved enough? Has Anderson Reed maybe held back a little bit? I mean, they're 2 seconds slower than they would be on fresh tires. These lap times are continuing to drop.
There's going to be nothing left of these Goodyear tires when they get new ones.
And
Start
Anderson
courting them soon,
Reed
you'd think.
has been closing this gap. He's caught up by about 2/10 on what Incarnation over the past couple of laps. I mean, in the last lap alone, he went a 10th faster. So Carnation might be beginning to feel the effects of pushing hard here. I wouldn't be surprised if that 95 ducks down pit road pretty soon.
I feel like he's going to be the one that sets the mark. If he goes, I feel like everybody else is going to start going.
Maybe someone behind will make the move first. We don't know yet. It looks like pit road's empty for now. With that caution, they might be able to make it too. I don't know.
Well, I guess we're going to see.
I sort of hope not. But Anderson Reed just closed another 10th on one Incarnation. So in the clear air, that 12 car is working well. Oh, he's coming in. Here we go. Anderson Reed is the first to make the call. He's coming in. F1 Fan's coming as well.
F1 Fan behind him.
Oh, what Incarnation has to react next lap. Otherwise, it'll cost him. The 60 stays out. The 9 comes in. Oh, now it gets interesting. Ben Pye comes in. Xander M as well. Brad Flynn in the 16 KHP. And let's take a look at what Incarnation on the back straightaway here. Yep. So here's the reaction. The 95 is going to come in. I think we're going to see the rest of the leaders as well. Midlife stays out. So that 83 car Hunter as well. And Savage Toy Show. So they're going to try, maybe some people are going to try making it to the end. Hopefully we don't have anyone running out of fuel again. So it should be 4 tires for everyone here.
See Max squeak by there.
Anderson Reed gets out, and I think F1 Fan had a really good pit stop because you can see how close he is to the 12 car now. But it's all about where what Incarnation comes out, because he's going to lose probably about 2 seconds on that slower lap on those old tires. So it'll all be about the race between him and Anderson Reed as they come out of the pits. He's just behind the lap car of Bria McShane here as he comes through out of turn 2. Where's the 12?
There goes Midlife.
Oh, we got a wreck.
He's right there.
We got smoke. Caution is out. Oh boy, everything's out of whack now. Midlife had stayed out, and this might just work out for him. Midlife, Hunter B, Savage Toy Show. Oh boy, and oh, be careful, careful. Oh my goodness.
Watch the fan.
Oh my god.
There's people in here.
Yep, that's us. We got, the 57 and the 16. Oh, no. Brad Flynn is coming out of the pits. Michael Deitch is going into the pits, and they meet halfway. Slide up the track. They're right on the racing line, and the 98 has nowhere to go. He gets packed in with the 91 as well. Goky does a good job of avoiding that. Wow. So Midlife was in the lead. We're going to have to take a look and see what's going on now. So who does the pace van even pick up? It should be the 83. But, yeah, he hadn't pitted. So Midlife did not pit. He's going to pit under caution, which puts everyone else a lap down. So what Incarnation, Anderson Reed, because they pitted earlier, they're now a lap down. Midlife, Hunter, Savage Toy Show, and Pure are the top 5 because they stayed out.
And this is exactly, I think, what they were why they were staying out as long as they were. Late race cautions are going to cost you.
So Midlife took 2 tires here, which is interesting.
No, interesting. He didn't take 4. I guess because everybody else is strapped a lap down.
So it's going to be really interesting on this restart. So Midlife leads. Hunter B is in second. Luke Rainey had a good pit stop, and he passed Savage Toy Show. He's in third. I don't know how the 2 has gotten up there, but hey. Pure is just
two
behind
always
them.
seems to be hanging around.
Yeah.
2 always seems to be hanging around where he needs to be.
CodyHGaming is in 6th. Chase the Cody is in 7th. Then it's Mark Silas, Asteroid Strike 9, even with his damage. I think he might come in, though. Janza's in 10th. Then it's NASCAR Fan 48 and Goky. They're the only cars on the lead lap.
Wow. This caution really screwed everything.
There's no normal race in the Sim Series. It doesn't happen.
Never. No, never. This is what I was talking about. I was like, I just started to get comfortable. Like, oh, we're going to have a nice long green run. See how the pit stops go, and, you know, they'll run to the end. And nope.
Okay, so there are a number of cars here now that are in front of the leader and about to go a lap down. So if they get a quick caution, then they'll be able to get their lap back, but it's not looking good right now. So, what Incarnation, after leading 82 laps in this race, is sitting in 14th and about to go a lap down.
What a race. Again.
So Hunter B has found himself in second. So now all the lap cars are going to go to the bottom, and we'll sort of be able to get things sorted out. So Midlife is your leader. Fireball is the last car in the lead lap. He's just in front of the 83. So they're going to be deep in the pack, but also racing for the win. I don't know why Benpai is in the right lane, because he's not. He's a lap down. So Hunter B is 8 cars behind the leader.
They're still not sorted. They still haven't sorted each other out back here. Go back.
And what's going on here? Pure and DNP.
What is going on back here?
I don't think they know what
Are they
lane
having
they're
some words?
supposed to be in.
I think they're having some words. This
I
is
think
gonna be
maybe
a
Pure's
disaster.
supposed to be in the top lane. Hopefully they don't get turned here. Otherwise we'll get another quick caution. All sorts of chaos deep in the pack. Pure has made a 3rd lane, but we're going to go green anyways. So what Incarnation, who's way down the order, is going to be at the front. Midlife is somehow 8 cars in front of 2nd place. Green flag is out, and somehow we are racing again here at Iowa.
Oh, this is going to be a disaster.
So let's take a look. Pure looks like has sort of worked that extra line. Now they're going to be going 3 wide through turn 1 and 2.
They're 3 by 3. What are they doing?
This is craziness, because everyone's hungry now. We're nearing the end of the race. So Midlife
I have no
leads.
idea where anyone is.
Hunter B is in second. But
Hunter's
Hunter,
in second? Where
Hunter's,
is he even at?
He's stuck on the top side here. He's got a lot of cars going underneath
How
him. They're
are you
going
on the
4
bottom? They're still
wide.
forcing 3.
Be
Dude.
careful, the 53's in the middle. Looks like they're getting through okay for now.
Oh my god.
Some of these guys really want to caution, though. They want to get back up on the lead
like
lap.
a freaking highway during rush hour. What is happening?
Oh, be careful, Flynn. Oh, no.
Oh, that
Hunter
could've
stuck
been...
on top. Flynn on the inside of his teammate, Jake24, the winner of this race last season. Be careful.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make it out of turn 2 alive. But now that's got
Famous
Michael
last
Deitch
words.
behind him. Oh, I thought I heard a car spinning, but I think we'll be okay. This pack is insane.
This is a nightmare.
And the bottom side on these fresh tires is moving. So all of these cars up here are about to go a lap down, but they're still battling with each other. Anderson Reed did get past What Incarnation, but that pass is no longer for the win. Asteroid Strike pitted under green to fix his damage, and Midlife is stuck on top here. Hunter B is still in second place, but he's also stuck on top. So Janza, in the 47, is in second now.
Oh my god.
And if he stays on the inside, he could get up to Midlife here.
He could.
But they're
he
going
could take
3
the win.
wide
He
almost.
could steal the win. They're 3 wide in front of him. Deitch with a lot of damage there.
This is insanity. And I'd be worried about...
3 wide through the...
Oh, the 88 jumped way out of the gas. That's going to slow the top line, and Midlife is stuck there because he's now going to be put 3 wide by Michael Deitch and Brad Flynn.
Oh, Jansen went to the top side.
Jansen went to the top side. Pure's on the bottom. That's the battle for second place. Midlife got a good run out of the corner on top, but they're still 3 wide. The 98 is back into the pits. So the battle for the lead is between the 83 here and the 61. And here comes Pure on the bottom, into the lead of the race. Who would have thought? Midlife still holding on. They're packed in. Mark Silas now looking to the bottom of them. Midlife holds on to the lead.
Oh my god. 3 wide. Pure lose a lot of momentum.
So the
out of that
61.
Turn, but this is the turn that really gets you. If the 61 can clear Silas on the bottom here.
Midlife had a good run. Here he goes. He's looking to the middle,
Oh.
trying to get to the inside of David Don.
Trying to get out of this mess.
And Luke Rainey is now fighting for second place. Mark Silas is not a lap down.
He's going to push Silas.
They're side by side for the lead. The 22 is fighting for the win here. And Luke Rainey's going to push him through the turn past Midlife. So Mark Silas into the lead of this race. And here comes Luke Rainey way down to the bottom of the track. Looking all the way to the yellow line. The 2 and the 22 battling for the win. And they've got the 88 of Hoodlum to the outside of them. Down the back straightaway. Luke Rainey still looking for a spot on the inside here. We are running out of laps in this race. And what a battle. Silas has to get out of the gas. Jans is going to take second place. Luke Rainey to the lead.
Jans with a great run out of turn 4 now sets aside on Luke Rainey. Who's going to win this race? It took us forever to figure out where everybody was and how they were going to get close to each other, but here we are, not sure who's going to win this race.
And Midlife is still stuck in lap traffic. He's got his teammate VGO3 underneath him. So the 2 leads. The 47 is in second. Mark Silas is in third place. Midlife has dropped down to 4th. Pure's in 5th. Then it's Hunter B, Goky, NASCAR Fan 48, Chase the Coyote, and CodyHGaming in the top 10. And the 47 is all over the rear end of this 2 car.
Jans is hungry.
They're going to cross the line here with 5 laps left here at Iowa, and I have no idea who's going to win this thing.
Lap traffic up in front looks like Rainey, and it's going to come down to who can get to this lap traffic.
And this is going to get pretty chaotic here. You got the 53, the 9. It looks like they're sort of straightening themselves out a little bit. Janza just has to get a good enough run on the 2. Luke Rainey dives down a little bit, but he's going to be stuck behind Herman. 4 to go.
Janza running that mid to top side, doesn't get a great run out of turn 4. Luke Rainey's going to escape a little bit here.
To the inside of the 9, but still behind the 53. Mark Silas being impeded by his teammate. He could lose third place here. Oh, we got 3 wide lap traffic in front of them. Be careful now. 3 to go at the line. Luke Rainey moves the 53 out of the way. Winner at Daytona last season. One of the final 4 in the chase-offs. Trying to punch his ticket here at Iowa.
And Luke Rainey always in the right place at the right time, it seems like, at that 2 car.
And he has been nothing short of aggressive in this last run. They're going to cross the line here with 2 to go.
The yellow here ends the race.
Now to the inside of the 41. Looks like Janza's stuck a little bit behind the 53. He's going to have to get a really good run if he wants a shot at this win. Luke Rainey still battling with this lap traffic. White flag, this time by 1 lap to go here at Iowa.
The white flag is out, presented by the outlap.
Luke Rainey's still hungry. He's looking to the inside of Brad Flynn. He doesn't want to get stuck behind him now.
I don't think Jans is going to have enough time here.
He's not quite there.
He's going to need a serious checkup right about here if he's going to have a shot at winning the race.
He's going to come close, but not close enough. Luke Rainey, XMRC, steal the victory here at Iowa.
And another hectic late race caution shuffles the field, and an unexpected winner emerges. Congratulations, Luke Rainey, in that 2 car. Janza is going to finish second.
Hunter
took the podium?
B ended up
Fireball
third.
9?
Hunter B at the very end got past Pure. Chase the Coyote in 5th. Mark Silas 6th. Then it's Savage Toy Show, Midlife, CodyHGaming, and NASCAR Fan 48 picks up his first top 10 finish. Anderson Reed ends up only 12th behind Goky in 11th. What Incarnation finishes 13th after leading 82 laps. Unbelievable.
And midlife kicking himself, getting stuck up on that high side on those restarts, cost him all of that cushion he had.
Unbelievable. Every race. Every time. There's... oh my goodness.
It never ends.
Luke Rainey already celebrating on the radio. It took him over a year, but finally, that number 2 car gets his second career victory. What a race. What a finish. I don't even know what to make of this. 22 cars ended up finishing on the lead lap. Fireball was the first car a lap down despite a great run. Won't get a lot of points today. The only 2 cars out of the race were Asteroid Strike 9 as a result of the second incident and McSpookboy as a result of the first.
What a race. What a time.
Every week.
Unbelievable.
Every week, the Sim series delivers. And you can be sure next week it's going to deliver as well. Let me check really quickly where we're at next week. So we've had Daytona, we've had Atlanta, we've had Iowa. And next week, the Sim series moves back to the road courses to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. One of 2 Canadian events in the Sim series this season. And that's certainly been an interesting race. Certainly going to mix things up. We've got 2 Canadian road courses in a row. First CTMP, which is not next week. It's in 2 weeks' time. So we're going to get a quick break following Iowa here. And then we'll have the Amateur League and the Sim Series, 2 doubleheaders in a row. CTMP and the Toronto Exhibition Place before we go back to the U.S. for the later parts of the season.
Interesting. I'm excited to see the Amateur League do its first run. See if they can hold a torch to the top series here as far as entertainment value.
And chaos. Definitely take a look at that.
Yeah.
So going to take a moment here to get the scoreboard all set. And then we'll be able to take a look. I believe Hunter B will be able to hold on to the points lead, having had a great run today. And, I mean, he finished 3rd place after winning last week. So it's been a great start to the season for that 77 team, which was really unexpected. I mean, a lot of the people early on thought last year's chase-off drivers would be dominating the season, and I guess Luke Rainey did get this win, and he has punched his ticket into the chase-offs. So let's take a look at the points standings. As we load them up, Hunter B sitting on top with 476 points. He has a huge lead over 2nd place Luke Rainey. Brad Flynn close behind. Then it's midlife. NASCAR Fan 48, filling in that 91 car, is 5th in points. What an amazing run he's had. Savage Toy Show just behind him. DS Gaming, Jake 24, Rusty Broussard, and Ben Pye, after winning at Daytona, has had a very disappointing past few races. He's down in 10th. That is pure CodyHGaming. Richard Herman in 13th. Fireball down to 14th. To AFK Master in an uncharted number 02, sitting 15th in points. What a great run he's had. Janza, also uncharted, is sitting in 18th. Mark Silas is 16th. Ryan Johnston has fallen down to 17th. KHP is 19th, and Anderson Reed is 20th. Behind them, Chase the Coyote, Pretty McShane, Goky, Asteroid Strike 9, VGO3, Xander M, one of the chase-off drivers from last season. He won 2 races, is currently down in 26th in the points. Mechanized Chaos in his first season is 27th. What Incarnation, last season's champion, is in 28th. F1 Fan, Hello IMU, 2 other chase-off drivers right behind him. And, boy, This has been a real mixed up first
Another
3
chase
races.
driver in 40th place.
Wow. This has been fantastic so far. And we're going to get a quick 2-week break, but we'll be right back at it for some road course action. For Trace Ryder, I am Drive Through, and thank you so much for watching. We will see you all in 2 weeks' time for the Sim Series Amateur League.